Hi, welcome to the vlog. First off, I would like to thank everyone who has shown me their support with my very first vlog. I'm super thankful to my friends on Bookstagram. Thank you for giving me encouragement. And I've been really nervous about posting it, and I want to continue vlogging. I need to train myself to vlog and train myself to be on camera a lot more. So thank you so much for your support. I'm super grateful for you guys. Let's start out what I am gonna be reading for the vlog. The last I spoke to you, I haven't finished A Destination Called Peace, and neither have I finished The Ballad of Perilous Graves. So for A Destination of Peace, thank God I'm finally done with this. Oh no, I make it sound so negative, I don't mean it in a bad way, because like I said, I have trouble reading this because it takes 200% of my brain power to read anything that Akardi Martin writes in this series. But my thoughts, this is not a duology, is it? It can't be a duology. The way it ends wraps up nicely, but there's still so much things that are unanswered. Because from the previous book, in A Memory Called Empire, we follow Mahit Desmar, who is an ambassador for her station called LaSalle Station, and she goes to the Teixcalani Empire, which is sort of like Teixcalani Empire, which is another colony, and she's there to represent her country, which is LaSalle Station. So from there, she was supposed to take over her predecessor, Yaskander, and she finds out that Yaskander died out of mysterious circumstance, and what they said was his true cause of death may not be actually the real reason why he died, and mystery ensues, and we realize that the politics of everything in the Teixcalani Empire is more than what Mahit has taught before. And in the second book, we follow a progression of that politics that expands beyond the Teixcalani Empire and LaSalle Station, and we realize that LaSalle Station and Teixcalani have sort of a strained relationship, and there's an external enemy as well. So for this, the way that they ended, it most definitely did not feel like it was meant to end there, because Mahit has still so much more to do, and we are still finding out more about our third party aliens. So yeah, but I did enjoy it as much as the first, maybe a little less, because while I enjoyed the multiple POVs that were present, I did struggle with the fact that there were too many of them, and then I couldn't really connect to most of them. So it's good perspective because it's all politics, but because it's all about politics, and we need the different perspectives on a political encounter and maneuver. So yeah, but otherwise, I wouldn't really recommend this to someone who likes with a lot sci-fi like the Red Rising trilogy. Red Rising has a lot of action, there's a lot of fighting other than just politics, but this is all talk. So I'm done with this and I'm super happy, but I really don't think this is duology. I did check up upon this duology. I did check about this series to make sure that I wasn't waiting for another book, but with the way it ended, Arkady Mateen could totally continue on with another book or two. Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna hold up The Ballad of Perilous Graves. It's being part of the tripod right now, so I'll just put a picture somewhere. But The Ballad of Perilous Graves, I reached up to chapter 3 and I had to stop. I don't know what is it about it that I don't seem to enjoy so much, but I kept feeling myself dissociate as I read through the story. While the premise did sound very promising to me, I felt like the initial just 100 pages or so was already kind of boring to me. The atmosphere and the world building is interesting, but not interesting enough for me to want to continue on with it. And I don't really understand what's going on, which I mean, I haven't been in it far, so I can't say much, but so far I did feel like I felt like the writing and the prose were not to my taste, so therefore I decided to DNF it for now. But what I'm gonna pick up next, I'm gonna read The Shadow of the Wind. But this will be part of a different vlog. I have a new, I just came up with a series in mind, and this is gonna be part of that series. So I won't probably talk too much about it, maybe just a little bit. But I'm gonna read The Shadow of the Wind next. I am quite excited because this one has quite a lot of good reviews and it's very well acclaimed. Anyone who has read this, they've never said a bad thing about it. I've never seen anyone say that they didn't like The Shadow of the Wind if they ever tried it. So I have high expectations about this. And the other book that I would read is probably this, The Spear That Cuts Through Water, which is also going to be part of the same series as The Shadow of the Wind. So I would not say very much about it. I would just give you some information, but it's going to be part of the other vlog. But The Spear That Cuts Through Water, I haven't heard much things about it. It came out in August last year in 2022, but I didn't hear much about it. But when I saw the cover, oh my god, I wanted to read it so bad. Just look at it, it's kind of beautiful, right? So I'll be reading this for a similar vlog series as this one. So I'll put them together and probably not talk too extensively about these. The other book that I plan to pick up as part of this week's vlog is James S.A. Corey's Leviathan Wakes. This is part of my taking down my physical fantasy TBR, and fantasy and sci-fi like SFF. And I'm very excited to read this. Like I said, heard many great things. All these books, I heard many great things. But I mean, Leviathan Wakes, right, has a TV show. So, I mean, it must be good if people pick it up for a TV show. I think it's on HBO. Is it on HBO? It's either on HBO or on Amazon Prime. Honestly, do not know which one. So, the point is, Leviathan Wakes is something that I'm interested in because of the premise. So yeah, these will be the books I will be reading through the weeks, I guess, because I don't think I can finish all of them this week. I mean, yeah. So I'll keep you guys updated for any progress that I ever make with any of these books. But otherwise, thanks for watching. I'm cooking dinner for the family, so let me show you what I'm making for tonight. Okay, well, that over there is my Napa cabbage stir fry with bacon and mushrooms, and this is the Japanese call this shogayaki, but it just generally means ginger pork, and so it's like sliced pork with some ginger marinade, and this is the pork marinade, and I have my braised tofu here prepared. And because I felt like there was too much Napa cabbage, so I made some quick kimchi here with a little bit of the Napa cabbage, like the harder bits, to make into kimchi, since my family likes kimchi quite a bit. Ooh, quite a bit of water is coming out. We'll let it sit for a while more. Just a little update. So last night I read about 70 pages of Leviathan Wakes. So, wow. Can we talk about the explosive first line? Like, it's really exciting. It starts out with a bang and it just keeps rolling. The story is getting more and more intense already. I mean, we're starting to see some politics already with the government and how different planets people from different planets react differently to each other. So we'll see. But otherwise, other than this, I've also made some progress in The Shadow of the Wind. Not much, as you can see. So about 3 chapters in, I don't understand the context yet of the world, but it is somewhat historical. It feels like it's set in a historical world. But I think I forgot to mention what Leviathan Weeks is. So we're following two perspectives. One is like a crew captain that helps to mine ice on Mars, on the rings of Saturn. And so that's our main character, Jim Holden, and the other is Detective Miller, who is a part of finding a lost girl. And this lost girl is someone important, but she's a rich girl. She's a rich girly girl, and that's how the story is so far. And because Jim went out with his crew to see the Scopuli, which is the abandoned ship, he doesn't get attacked by the stealth ship, who is aiming for his main mining ship, and so his entire crew just dies in an explosion, and well, he survives with some of his other crew members. And that sets off the events of the entire book so far. For The Shadow of the Wind, it's following a boy called Daniel, who finds out about a book that's written by this guy called Julian Caress, and he read The Shadow of the Wind, and he's desperately trying to find more works by this guy. He's like every reader, he wants another book from his favorite author, and the problem is that there is no other book by Julian Caress that he can find, and it seems like his books are either going missing or they're like extremely difficult to find. And so we're understanding the context of Julian Caress as an author, and that's about it. I'm only about 4 chapters in, so not much progress made. But I'll keep you guys updated. I'll probably go out for lunch and a little shopping trip with like my aunt and my sister. And then that will be about it. I'll just continue reading before it's time to leave. So last night, after I came back from my outing with my sister and my aunt, I did a pretty good progress in reading. So I'm currently at about chapter 11, which is about 100 pages into Leviathan Weeks. We are finding out more about actually the politics. Our officer of the ice miner hauler, Holden, has offended some big people in here, because he claims that Mars is the reason why his crew members are dead. So we're starting to see the repercussions of that and how he's trying to deal with that aspect. And Detective Miller is making more progress in finding the rich girl that he's meant to find. So he has gotten more information about her. He searched up her apartment and stuff. So not much from the last time I updated you, but at least this is where I am so far. I hope to make more progress today regarding this book. But other than that, I was actually reading The Shadow of the Wind for my other video. So I made also a very decent progress. I'm currently about 100 pages in from practically 0 pages. Yeah. So 100 pages in and I've learned quite a bit. Things are getting more interesting. I really like the prose. It's very easy to read somehow, but yet it's lyrical in its own ways. So far, the story is progressing rather slowly. We don't know what's happening, and it's progressing over a couple of years. Even with that, it's still rather slow. So, but I'm not bored. That's what's most important. So I'll continue reading 2 of these, and I'll keep you guys updated. So a little update for you guys. I did not make much progress with Leviathan Weeks yesterday because I was focused on The Shadow of the Wind because I was trying to reach all my goals for the week. So I read about another 100 pages, so now I'm at 200 page mark, enjoying the story thoroughly. We are getting more information, and we are getting into the love story part of the book. I don't like the love story too much because I don't know what's going on with it and why it's happening. But with the mystery of the author Julian Corrects, we're having a very good time with that. So I'm very invested still. And I really like the atmosphere of Barcelona. It's just the vibes, you know? So for Leviathan Wakes, I actually made like what 20-page progress. So now I'm about 120 pages into this book. So of course not much has changed, but I hope to be reading a lot more tonight. Today's reading progress was not as productive as I hoped it would be, because I ended up falling asleep for like 2 hours, and that is disappointing to me. But I mean, I had a big lunch and then I'm tired, so I just ended up falling asleep. Well, girly girl needs the nappy nap to read more tonight, I guess. So I'll be trying to make more progress with these two. And I'm trying to reach the blue marker here for tonight, but I don't think it's possible if I want to make more progress with Leviathan Weeks. So, I mean, Leviathan Weeks is super action-packed. That's all I can say. So, it's not that I don't want to pick it up, but I'm trying to put more focus with this because I want to finish this by the week, but I have about a month to complete Leviathan Weeks. So, I'm making decent progress, I would say. So, I'll talk more about it probably tomorrow. I hope so. Yeah. But actually, this week is rather productive for me because I'm reading, like, I finished a Desolation card piece, and then I'm reading about 200 pages and 100 pages here. So that's like 300 pages total for me. That's a lot for me, but I'm glad with the progress. But otherwise, right, I was wondering if you guys have any suggestions on the kind of content you would like to see from me. So far, I have a few ideas in my head, and I'm very excited to actually do these ideas. And so one of them is actually for the Shadow of the Wind, which is actually reading reads that I've been recommended by booktubers. So it may not be like their favorite book at all, but it could be a book that they have been reading and I got really interested in the plot line and what they're saying about it. It may be a bad book for them or a good book for them, but I will pick it up because I'm interested. And so it's kind of like a video that is based on BookTube's recommendations to me, you know, the algorithm. But other than that, I'm actually planning for a different series other than my fantasy science fiction tackle down, which Leviathan Weeks is for the month of April. I am thinking of doing another series which is a little bit different for a booktube channel, but then I would be interested in what you guys think. But I'm planning to do a series that is to do with food. I realized that in a lot of my favorite like science fiction, fantasy books, that food is very big part in the story. Like in Jade, the entire Jade City series, multiple mentions of food is mentioned from book 1 to book 3. And other than that, like there are multiple books that talk about food all the time, like the recent favorite Cozy Fantasy Legends and Lattes that talks about completely about cafe food, right? And I was thinking of recreating like these foods from books that I really enjoyed. So I thought it would be a fun series that it's like I could be talking about the book plus cooking the foods that are present in the books. So it has to be a book that I've read before. I don't know what you think about that, but please do like comment down below and let me know if that's something that would be interesting. But I would do it regardless. But if you got any other suggestions, please let me know down below. Yeah, so your help will be super important to me. So I'll be super grateful if you do help me with that aspect. But otherwise, I'll keep you guys updated tomorrow. Well, I'm here to close out the vlog, and so let's wrap up what I've read so far in this entire week. For The Shadow of the Wind, I've read until 360, and so I've only just a little bit left before I complete this book. I'm thoroughly enjoying this. Even though I have some qualms about this book, I'm really super invested in the mystery that's currently in here. So yes, that's that with The Shadow of the Wind. And for Leviathan Wakes by James S.A. Corey, I'm about 200 pages into the book, and so I'm left with quite a bit. I think I made pretty good progress considering that I was reading this at the same time. So this is also really good, and it's been really it's been capturing my attention quite a bit. As of current where I am right now, the politics is getting really intense. Holden and Miller are facing difficulties on both of their ends, and I can tell that soon they will converge. And I can't wait for them to meet and finally team up in this intense political maneuver. So far, in terms of the politics, I'm starting to understand a lot about the relationship between Mars, Earth, and the Belt. So the Belt refers to all the different stations that live on it seems, and Miller is living on one of the stations. And so they're kind of like the in-between territory between Mars and Earth. And so if they belong to Earth, Earth protects them, and if they belong to Mars, Mars protects them. But because of the interstellar political interference of both Mars and Earth, the Belt kind of suffers or doesn't suffer from their interference. Yeah, that's what I seem to understand so far. But like I said, not so far into it. So it's ramping up. It's super action-packed, honestly. It's excellent. Wow. As you know, I didn't get to The Spear That Cuts Through Water, which is okay. So I'll probably pick this up maybe next week or the week after when I'm back from my trip. Which reminds me, next week I'm not gonna have a vlog up because I'll be doing a Korea vlog. I'll be going to Korea with my sister next week. So for about a week, I'll be in Korea enjoying myself before it's time for me to go back to work. So, well, that's that. Thank you so much for watching the vlog. Please don't forget to subscribe and like and comment on this video. Bye bye!